Hey, welcome in to a fresh edition of Chi Time with me, Clara Apollo. Got my teeth in today. Welcome into a new edition of Chi Time with me, Clara Apollo, here on YouTube and on podcast. If you haven't subscribed already, do so below, and then you'll get to know when the next sessions are coming in for you. Because if you've listened to the show before or been watching as I've been progressing through my Chi life, you'll know that I'm all about the energy behind everything that you do and how that feels for you, and how that works for you as well. So how you can really gather the energy that you need to be able to do what you want to be doing in your life. And on this episode of Chi Time, we're going to be looking into the energy of the heart and how to nurture our love for ourselves and then let that overspill into the world. And I have for you, my guest here is a woman who's very bravely, courageously created a summit around this whole topic. So let me introduce Maria Diaz. She is the creator of the online summit, Activate Venus Within. See what I mean? It's going to be juicy. Maria, after she had been trained as an engineer, she decided to follow her heart and become an artist and entrepreneur. Does that resonate with any of you watching? She has been a lifelong learner and mentor of metaphysics and spirituality and personal development. And her focus now is to help coach women on feminine energy and weight loss and how to claim and create more joy, love, and beauty. So let's welcome Maria Diaz into Chi Time. Hello, my dear.
Hello.
Hello, welcome in.
Thank you. Awesome
Oh,
introduction.
well, thank you for sending it over, indeed. It's not easy to succinctly chat about your life because when you've had a lot going on, it's like, which bits are appropriate? But that really encapsulated the journey that you've been on. And of course, I want to ask
Mm.
you, what, engineer to begin with?
Yeah.
Ah, and then what happened there? And then did you
Yeah.
suddenly have an epiphany and think, this isn't actually for
Well,
me?
yeah, no, the thing is, I thought like I knew deep down I was never gonna do engineering,
Oh,
but
interesting.
this is like my childish way of deciding what to to study. I thought like I'm so in my mind, I'm so in like spiritual realms, like also like astrologically, I have no earth. So I thought
Oh.
I really like learning. So I might as well do like the hardest, most physical thing I could think of. So I went to civil engineering.
Gosh,
And yeah, that taught me how physical things work.
which
And
is helpful. It is
yeah,
useful, isn't it? But
yes.
then the turnaround came, and
I
you
decided,
realize,
no, I cannot continue with this.
well, as you
I'm
said,
just
you
gonna,
listen to your heart, and this is what we're being led towards more and more now. Is your heart
mm,
cannot lie to you; it can only truth to you, and it doesn't shut up, does it? If you're not doing
no,
the right thing, it's going to go come
it
back
gets
in.
heavier and heavier. And it's like until it comes to a point where you just cannot. You choose, you gotta go with the heart to choose life, to choose, do you want to be happy and joyful, or do you want to be always thinking, oh, I should be doing this other thing, or I should be doing this other thing.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I think with
That's a tough one.
our Western culture also is very focused on like mind orientated. The mind works things out, and we know our minds are extremely helpful, but not overriding the truth of the heart. They kind of need to get
Yes,
work together in tandem, don't they?
absolutely. I think the heart is like the essence of like the meaning, just in general, the direction, and then the mind is so good at directing and making things happen and like being analytical and keeping you safe and maybe strategizing a little bit, and
Exactly.
together it's just synergistic. It's great.
That's what we want. Synergy. One of our favorite words, eh? So, so where are you on the planet? I'm here near Glastonbury in the UK. Where are you?
I'm in Waterloo, Ontario, in Canada.
In Canada. Wow. So it's your morning and my late afternoon,
Yes.
yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for being here. And this summit that you've created, activate the Venus within. Mm. How
Mm.
how did that happen? Was that a like a dawning of like this has to happen, or was it a gradual process of oh that? How did this happen for you,
Ah,
Maria?
yeah. Well, I've been wanting to create something, and out of all the topics that I like and all the topics that I've been investigating forever, the latest one and the most pressing one that I feel like a lot of people have this too is like the love and specifically relationships as well. Like once that is solved, then so many other things can just start flowing. And I've been kind of stuck thinking, oh, like I'm not at the point where I want to be. Like I'm still single, or I was just recently broken up with the father of my kids, and it was like, what do I do with this? And so like I want to share that journey that I'm going through, along with the other things that I know of, and bring out like the juice from all these experts and kind of ask my questions as well.
Right. Yeah. So it was a natural curiosity of the situation you were in, thinking, where do I go with this? Who can I ask? And
Yeah.
how many people have you got involved with this summit so far?
There is already 13 interviews recorded,
Hmm.
and six more people have signed up. So I'm looking for two more. But yeah, I've got a lot of people interested. So yeah, it's been great.
Wow.
And I kind of just I like I come from like my own exploration, and I want to cover this, activate like self-love. Venus is like love, joy, beauty from within, which we all have, and just claim it and really like nurture it and have it come out. And so I want the experts to like address that from different angles. So I have astrologers, spiritual people, energy healers, um, human design, communicators. I also have someone who's like a personal stylist. So
Okay.
to like find your own style and actually like
Hmm.
bring it out to the reality. So I
Hmm.
cover everything, I think.
So why did you ask me? Because I happen to be part of this summit too.
Yes.
Ooh, secrets out.
So I have like Qigong has a special place in my heart because I had been doing a lot of meditation and like exploring of metaphysics, but it had never really connected to my body
Mm.
until I tried Tai Chi and Qigong. And it just like changed my life. The movements, it just, I just felt the energy like come up, and it was amazing.
Mm.
So I really wanted that as well in this summit.
Thank you. Thank you so much for asking me to. And that was a beautiful response to what is it about the Qigong. It helped you to embody, it helped you to really land in. It's
Yes.
like all the spirituality that we are researching, it all, it tends to take us off, up and away and out. But we are human beings as well as spiritual beings. So how do we get all the different aspects of ourselves to unify in this harmonious form? And Qigong is brilliant at that. It encourages, we were talking about the heart and the mind earlier. Well, I like to bring the belly in as well, the heart, the mind, and the belly, and getting all those key
Mm-hmm.
areas or dantians, as we refer to them as in Qigong, elixir fields to work to support each other, but also work with respect, the respect of each area to work in harmony. So this theme of self-love was really what I was bringing into the summit via the Qigong, and what I found it really helped me with. Because if we can't love anyone else unless we know how to really give ourselves our presence to ourselves, to take good care of us, and that is an act of love.
Definitely. I think that's like the main thing and the starting point. If you want to live more love and feel more love, you definitely have to start with the self-love. And it's so important.
It is. Oh, and did you find that this thread has gone through a lot of your other conversations with the other experts?
Definitely. I think self-love together with presence is just the magic formula. Really the starting point, like the seed. And if you have that, like everything else will follow, and you can there's so much diversity, but in reality, like the main theme is self-love.
It is, and that word presence is absolutely key. I mean, why is it they call the now moment the present moment? It's
Yeah.
all there in plain sight because that's your presence when you're actually in the now moment. That's when you're presencing yourself and others in the now, which is all we really know. And so when we come into slowing our breath and being aware that the earth is holding us and that we are in community and that we have abundance all around us. Just think how much air there is around us. I know we can't see it, but we rely on this abundance that we breathe in and out. And this air connects us all to one another. And it helps, the fact that we're speaking now, we can only hear because of the reverberations in the air. I mean, this
And it's
this all
magical.
comes from this is all presence. This is all
Yes.
presencing the now. So
And
it's
it's so important because it actually brings the energy that we're placing in the past, in the trauma, or whatever, the stories, and also the worry of like what's going to happen. You bring all that energy and you make something real, and then you can really connect to another person and transform, like change the pattern to what you really want.
So that's right. So what you're saying is presence leads to awareness
Mm.
in relationship, which right at the beginning, this is all about relationship, first of all with yourself, and then the ability to be in relationship with others. So
Exactly.
have you got some key kind of like tidbits that you can tell us about this relationship piece that's come
Relationship.
from the summit?
Hmm.
Oh, what do you
So
know?
from the astrologers in the human design, really, that we are perfect the way we are and totally different from anybody else.
Mhm.
And in that, we can really find someone who's going to complement us in a way that will lead to a healthy relationship. And we really need to like accept ourselves and our unique traits so that we can look for and find and attract someone who's going to be complementary in that way.
God, I love that
Yeah.
because you're just saying own who you are uniquely. Don't try and be
Yes.
like you think someone else wants you to be.
No, no,
This is
no,
a big
exactly.
lesson, right? I'm learning this lesson too. It's like, what have I done wrong? What have I done? It's like, no, the, the less you are like yourself, the more your resonance isn't going to be clear. If
Yeah.
you're uniquely who you are, then that's a truth beam, and then as you say, that's going to attract like frequency beings towards you in all
And
sorts of relations.
complementary as well.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
We've got
like
some.
not just exactly, that's another like concept that I've learned. Like not just like the same that is going to be fun, or because in human design there's like some different kinds of like ways that you can compare characteristics of people, and there's another one that's like complementary, so you both together then have the synergy that will create compatibility and longevity and fun and
Fun.
passion. Yes.
Yes, complementary. This is an interesting one, isn't it? Because as unique beings that we are, we haven't got everything, even though, as you say, we're perfect in our own beingness, but we can't be everything. We're not supposed to be. We're all unique sparks of the divine. And so so there are things around what we have that I'm not to say that we're lacking them, but we maybe that's not what our strengths are. So when we find someone who's compatible, that's where their strengths, but they might find that what we have as strengths haven't got quite so much.
Yeah.
So that's how that starts to.
Yeah, and you know what, I've actually kind of stopped thinking about like strengths or weaknesses anymore, and it's
Right.
more like ingredients,
Mm.
like what kind of ingredients you like, with depending on the ingredients that come in you can make different dishes. And it's not even about like a weakness or a strength, it's more like variety, and
Mm.
then we can just really create, period, that's it.
With what you got, I'm thinking
Yeah.
the thing of strength and weakness sort of comes back to yin and yang. I think it's more
Mm.
like propensities or passions, things that you're naturally drawn towards,
Hmm.
and things that
Yeah.
you naturally shy away from. That doesn't mean it's wrong or bad or good. It's just like, yeah, they're different ingredients, aren't
Preferences.
they?
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yes.
Oh dear, this summit really sounds like it's going to be opening the door to a wide range of ways to look at relating, and so yeah, I mean, of course, here on Chi Time, we'd love to know more, wouldn't we? Oh yeah, so I'm just wondering if there's like three things, right? Three things from the summit that you can share with us here that we might not have realized or might not been aware of.
Um, well, I really think that deep down we all know, but there's like coverings of like maybe there's confusion or other people's opinions in the way or whatever. But one thing is singledom as a sacred time to really understand yourself, understand what you want, and do the self-love thing. Once you got that, then you can really find the one or attract the person you really want. So the importance of singledom is like something I don't think a lot of people pay attention to. Uh
Can I
also
just sort of like feedback around that? Because sometimes when you're single, which I am at the moment, let's fess up here, it's like it can be perceived or even felt that you failed somehow. And I've completely turned that around and gone, no, actually, I'm really fortunate. Number one, I'm not with somebody that I really don't want to be with.
yeah, that's awesome.
I have I can manage my time how I want it to be managed. I can invite my dear friends in. I can go where I need. There's a real freedom to it at the moment. Yes, I would love to have a partner to share in, and that is, I can feel him. I know this is part of my future, but I'm not chasing it. I'm
Hmm.
really happy with how I am in my skin and in my being, and I'm grateful to meet anyone and have interesting conversations. Not always thinking, "Oh, is he going to be the one?" Which is what I used to be
Right.
like, which puts a heck of a pressure on meeting new people and stuff, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the second thing that I wanted to say.
Okay.
That well, to me as well, it happened. Like I'm very idealistic. Like I live a lot in my head, and relationship is really about earth stuff, like being in the present, number one, and also patience. Like it's a building thing, and it takes time, and it takes dedication, and that's what commitment is: showing up constantly. And when I started, I didn't really know, like I didn't really feel what commitment was, and
Mm.
I think I'm getting it way more now. And it's about really building with patience and care and coming back to it
And commitment to self.
as well. Yeah.
Commitment to self. Yeah. Okay. What have you got another one for us,
The
Maria?
third one, let's
Yeah.
see. This one really, like, it almost made me cry when someone was talking about it. Like the sacredness and like how old it is, marriage is as an institution, because it is its specialness of how it brings two people together in this commitment and in the safety so that you can explore to the deepest depths yourself, but also in a relationship with someone else. So it creates this like bubble of safety around a development that you couldn't do by yourself, basically.
So right. So that my past relationship, I was calling out for him. I think it might be something that I spoke into as well around on the summit, which is coming up very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you more about in a minute. But I was ready to, I knew that I couldn't go any further with my exploration of relationships without another to do the next stage. I'm getting close to that now as well. And so I I I called
Someone's
him
in the
in,
woods
and
for you
and
then.
it was,
Yes.
yeah, it was complete magic how it all happened. It's like absolutely
Mhm.
meant to be, and I learnt so much. And I'm not saying it was all great. Some of it was amazing. Some of it was really sticky and traumatic, but I learnt
Mhm.
from it.
Yeah.
And I'm still grateful for the whole experience, even though years later I'm no longer with him. But
Mhm.
I recognize, as you were saying, that there's only so far you can go in self-nurturing care relationships. There is a time to actually then go, right, now I'm ready to see how that goes with others, maybe you've got other family members, other friends. But when it comes to a significant other, a real close connection, that is something, as you say, sacred and really to be honored. And as you say, it makes you feel quite emotional, like to be that deep and
Yeah.
close with someone else. Thank you, thank you, thank you, for letting me in. And
Yeah.
yeah.
And I want to finish with the fourth one that you didn't call for,
Oh,
but
okay. Go
I
on
want to
then.
say that it come like wherever we are is perfect. And even if it's not the marriage that's forever and passionate and lot, wherever we are, even from singledom, it's what it was supposed to be, you know? And it's right. And if we're present, then we can really call in and see all the different futures and pick the one we want.
So there's that word presence again. When you're
Yeah.
present and not striving to, I think I should be somewhere else. Warning, the should word. Woohoo.
Yeah.
Well, actually, what about right now? What's already here that I'm really quite loving?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What is in my world that I'm happy with? Because what we focus on
Absolutely.
expands.
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
okay, there's all sorts of difficulties and challenges. We're not shying away from that. But when we focus on what is good, that helps us to manage the difficulties, doesn't it? Just balance it up.
Yes. And I feel like if we focus on all that's good already, can expand our container for the good stuff. Our
Yes.
focus, our appreciation, even our vocabulary.
Yes, that is so true. What did I learn the other day? Like when you say when you had a lot on, you get to the end of the day and you're really weary. You go, "Oh, I'm really weary. I'm really tired." Can you feel the energy goes? Whereas if you shift it and say, "I could do with a rest,"
Mm. Or
that
I
kind
got
of
a lot
goes,
done.
"Ooh, I could do with the rest." Actually, that's a possibility.
For
So
sure. Yeah.
there's that different energy that goes with this. If you find, because how we talk to ourselves is how we talk to ourselves. Play on words
Mm.
there, but it's like that
Right. No,
helps.
totally.
That helps me to be aware and not shy away from what's going on really, but shift my approach to it and go, okay, I do need some rest right now,
Mm-hmm.
or I do need, or whatever it is, or I do need to step away from this challenging situation because I've had enough, or yeah. So it's looking at how that's part of self-care and self-love is what do we want to perpetuate within our frequency? What do we
Mm-hmm.
want to actually inhabit? Oh, this is such an interesting topic, Maria. Thank you for
Yes.
bringing it into Chi Time.
Thank you for inviting me. It's been great.
Well, look, and Maria's been busy interviewing all these amazing people, and I invited her into Chi Time. She's like, "Oh, now I know what it's like. I know what it's like being on the other side of being asked questions." But yeah,
Yeah.
it's absolute joy to speak with you. You're a total natural, and
Thank you.
yeah, where can people find out more about this summit? Where can they go? How can they get involved?
So www.activatevenuswithin.com.
Okay,
Simple.
and we will put that link in the description below so you can get over there. And when is the summit beginning? When do we kick off?
October 22nd
Okay.
of this year. So 22. Yeah.
And I know you were talking also about the astrology behind things as well. And you're very aware of what's going on when, as indeed I am, as I'm sure you are watching
Mm.
too, the moons and the gateways and the portals. So is there anything significant about, I think 22 is a master number for a start. It actually was the day that I started my nurse training way back. So it's interesting that landed. It's come round again that date. So
Wow. Yeah.
intrigued why
No,
that's.
well, 11 is my favorite number, and two is significant, like it's about relationships, so 22 as well. But that day is when Venus goes into Scorpio. So it's about like transformation and going deep. So I hopefully
Yes.
like it helps people to really like ride that energy, which is going to be present. And yeah,
And
and I'm recording the interviews while Venus is in Libra, which is about balance. So I'm hoping like we explore
yeah.
everything in balance and kind of like find all the the gradients and the beauty in the in between.
Because we do, it's that having courage to dive deep, isn't it? And Scorpio being the water sign, it's like, being held in the water.
Mhm.
We all recognize the feeling of being in the bath or remembering what it was like being in the amniotic fluid. There's something about water on the skin that can be soothing, and you think about having a warm bath with candles, that's part of self-love
Yeah,
as well. So that
yeah,
courage to trust the support of the water while you dive into, what does this mean for me, how is this feeling for me, and being
yeah,
held by the earth and the water, it feels really
yeah.
magical.
Yeah, it's definitely magical. It could feel a little overwhelming and like a little dramatic.
Yeah,
But if
can
you're
be that too.
present, then real transformation can happen. It's like magic.
And compassionate with yourself as well, presence and compassion, that you're doing the best, that you are the best that you can be in this moment. and
Hmm. Hmm.
and so after this summit, this feels like a really big project. So after this summit, is this leading somewhere else? Where are we going after this? What's
So I
happening?
want to translate this into Spanish, and I'm going to be interviewing some Spanish experts that I follow because I speak
Oh.
Spanish as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be offering it as part of my courses and coaching practice that I'm going to start. Yeah,
Beautiful, beautiful.
feminine
Oh,
energy and love and joy.
yes, yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
that's what I'm going to be
Thank you.
coaching on.
Thank you, Maria. Is there anything that you would just like to wrap up with before we leave our viewers and listeners?
All right. Well, I just want to say that because for me, it was hard to know what I wanted.
Mm.
But if you notice what feels good, that's what you want. And if you just notice things that don't feel good, then just ask yourself, what would I want it to be like? And you switch that and then find what you really want. It's like a little tidbit of how to find what you want.
Yeah, that's about the feelings. It's trusting the feelings again, isn't it? And that your
Yes.
heart will only give you the truth. So
Yeah.
it's subtle, but it's always, you say, as at the beginning, you say it's always there. You come back to that, return to the heart. The heart is the biggest frequency of the brain,
Mm.
isn't it? It's like it's the really big energy, and we breathe in and out the heart, it amplifies it. So if I ever know I'm having a whole difficult conversation, it'd be like, oh, I don't know what to say here. Breathe into my heart, and then into the earth for the support, and then trust that what comes out of my mouth will be balanced and compassionate, even though it might be challenging. And that has helped
Yes.
me with my relationship with my son, for instance.
Yes, definitely. I think I would say breathe.
Breathe.
It's an act of joy.
Oh, inspiratus. What's is that? What is that the word in Spanish? What's the word in Spanish for inspiration? It's got to be something like that, isn't it?
Inspirarse. Inspirar.
Inspirazzi. Oh, it's the breathing in of the spirit, and that the joy in the heart. The heart energy is joyful. It wants us to enjoy our life. It's the center of our being. It's that mechanical heart and the physical and the energetic, like joy of just being alive, because it is the miracle
Mm,
that you're here.
I know. Yeah.
Enjoy while you're here, and then
Enjoy the
that
whole thing.
and that can infect other people with, go on, I dare you, be a bit more joyful. And within that, as we said, is the courage to let yourself find the joy in your life. So all coming from activating the Venus within. Oh,
Yes. Activate it.
thank you so
Thank
much, Maria
you.
Diaz, for being part of Chi Time. The total pleasure. I'm looking forward to the
Thank you.
summit. Yeah.
Thank you. See you guys there.
Oh, I'll tell you what we need to do to finish. It's the heart bowl. So everyone is listening. Just feel
Breathe in.
yourself really connecting into the chair or to the floor, and just let yourself be present for this moment as I just sound this the heart bowl therapeutic singing bowl. Breathe in and out of your heart with joy and courage and love. And thank you for listening and watching Qi Time. Take care of your beautiful selves. I'll see you next time, and keep your Qi up, my friends. Your energy is important, and so are you.